So now let us speak about the anatomical correlations of the leads that we have spoken about, and yeah, just the anatomical correlations, right? So the leads are grouped into categories based on which aspect of the heart they see best. Okay, so let's go. All right, so you have septal leads, right? Anterior leads, all right? Lateral leads, and inferior leads. So we're gonna talk about this from a logical standpoint, right? Draw some diagrams, and then I'm gonna just show you how you can just commit this to memory, especially if you're completely fresh to ECGs, right? And there's nothing wrong with that. So you know, the heart in the chest kind of looks like this, like an egg or something, and there's a interventricular septum, right? Fine. And the heart in the chest is behind the sternum, like that, with the diaphragm right there, right? So V1 and V2, so this is the sternum, right? So V1 and V2 are the closest and most anterior to the septum, right? Okay, so we're talking about the precordial leads now, right? And then V5 and V6 are farthest out. They're more lateral. And so the middle, or the intermediate between septal and lateral, would be anterior. So that's why V3 and V4 are anterior. Now, as you can see here, there is some overlap between leads, right? So it's not a perfect system, as you would see. So when we start to read ECGs, V4 may, for example, reflect a lot of changes that you're seeing in the lateral leads with V5 and V6, although V5 and V6 are best at looking at the lateral aspect of the heart. And V3 or even V2 may reflect some changes that are seen anteriorly, right? Because it's adjacent to V3, even though V3 is the best at looking at the anterior aspect of the heart, right? So it's a fluid type of thing in real life, but in terms of strict classifications, this is what it is, right? And we're gonna draw another diagram, this time a cross-sectional diagram. So again, if I'm lying on a table and they cut me in two, right? So this would be my body, a nice circle, and my heart would be in the anterior part of my chest, and there'd be other stuff around here. I'm not really gonna make this a complicated diagram, right? But this is my heart, and I'm lying flat on my back on a table. Right, so this is the heart, right, on a table. Okay, cool. So what we're saying is, let's say the septum is somewhere here, just for argument's sake, right? It's not an anatomically accurate heart. Okay, for all of those people laughing at my heart diagram, okay? Anyway, what we're saying is, if the sternum is here, V1 would be here, V2 would be here, V3 V3 would be there, V4 would be there, and then you'd have V5 and V6. So you can see what's going on here, right? Septal, anterior, lateral. All right, great, easy enough. And then in terms of, so these are the precordial leads, but we haven't spoken about the limb leads. So let's draw Ralph. And of course, Ralph would have the electrodes on him, but we're not really going to draw electrodes now. We're just going to draw arrows, which represent leads. All right? So Ralph will have lead 1 there. Lead AVL. All right, so AVL 1. So anything that is to the left is lateral. So just like the diagram I just drew, V5 and V6 are most leftward, so they are lateral. So AVL and lead 1 will be lateral, okay? And anything that is downward is inferior. So the downward leads were lead 2, lead 3, and AVF, right? And so these are the inferior leads, right? So let's just summarize all of that, okay? Therefore, the septal leads are V1 plus V2. The anterior leads are V3 plus V4. The lateral leads are V5, V6, lead 1, AVL. And the inferior leads are AVF 2, 3, right? And the only lead that's left out is AVR. Okay, it's not in this category. So let's see right, how we can kind of swat this, right, or commit it to rote memory. This is my recommendation. I don't know if it's gonna help you, but here we go. I hope it does. So V1 plus V2 septal view. V3 plus V4 anterior, right? Or V3 plus V4. Damn, it's spelled differently, my bad. But anyway, anterior. All right. And then V5 plus V6 equal left armpit. And remember, anything that's left is lateral. All right? Okay. Lead 1 and lead AVL. Right? So this just looks like a common L, and this looks like this is a capital L. So all of that just means lateral. Right? Common L, capital L, it's all lateral. Okay? And then we have the inferior leads or the foot leads. So let's draw Ralph's foot, an AV foot, right? Which will be this. So therefore, these are inferior. your AV foot with 5 toes. 2 toes here, 3 toes there. I hope that's helpful. If not, all right. I mean, you can always think of a way to remember it, right? But this, in summary, concludes our class on the categorization, yeah, or the classification of the leads in terms of the anatomical view which they best obtain. And this is most relevant, or becomes very relevant, when we start to analyze ischemia. So where in the heart ischemia is occurring. Okay, so I hope this was helpful, and let's move on to the next topic.